Hey, good morning, everybody. It's day 6, Saturday, and just prepping you now. I'm going to have a lot to talk about today. so it'll probably be 2 videos because I'm pretty sure I'm going to run long. The good news is you're not going to hear any cars in the background or any roads. I'm actually under roof right now doing my usual morning routine, which has now come into taping and bandaging my feet for quite a while to get myself going here. But so today, I'm in Stoystown, PA right now, and I'll be leaving here probably in the next 15 minutes. Well, no, probably longer because I'm going to yak for a while. But when I'm done with my videos, I'll be leaving here with my goal of being Ligonier. I believe it's pronounced Ligonier, PA. Ligonier, PA. Looks like it's about 19 miles, a little shorter than usual. But as usual around here, I've been informed there's 2 big hills. So those 19 miles you go up these hills seem to take a life of their own. So that's my plan for today. And got to tell you a little bit about yesterday. Got to tell you a lot about yesterday. And got to tell you a little bit about this morning already. So I can't even begin to explain yesterday. Yesterday was how I imagined life was going to be on this trip when I guess I thought of taking it in terms of the engagement and the interaction with people. And I was so totally blown away and overwhelmed yesterday, or this morning, that if my journey ended today, I know that no matter what happens the rest of my journey, good or bad, I will be able to go back and say there are some really, really good people in the world to my kids because of everything that went down yesterday. So I might be repeating myself with some things. If I am, I apologize. I do also apologize. Somebody on my Facebook said, yo, enough with the posts already. You're posting like mad. So I'm learning. I'm trying, guys. The Flight 93 Memorial, I had a lot of stuff I wanted to post. Plus, service has improved. I didn't have service for a couple of days, so I was kind of uploading stuff as I went. And other people have said, hey, thanks for taking us on the journey. So they've asked for the photos of the local landmarks and things like that. But so yesterday started out when I left Bedford and was on my journey. And the first thing I encountered was when I climbed up the big hill, I came over the side, and there was that gentleman mowing his lawn, Joe, and I had clean run out of water. What I've come to realize is early in my trip, these mini markets were 3-4 miles apart. I could, just get to the next one and get some cold water. Well, that seems to have stopped. Sometimes I'm going 8, 9, 10, 12 miles between places. So I'm looking over there now. I have 4 bottles of water today. I don't want to carry too much with me, but I got 4 already filled up in case this happens. So, but I stopped to talk with Joe, asked for some water. He gave me the water, asked me to sit on his porch with him. His dog Eve was with us, and he just wanted to tell me about life in his town a little bit, and I think it served him well just sit and talk to somebody for a while. I've already commented on some of that, so I don't want to go too much into detail over and over again. Later, I walked up another big mountain, or a big, I guess, hill mountain, I don't know. Anyway, and I stopped and asked this one home, which is an old bullet manufacturing shop for the war, if I can just, sit for a spell. And they came out and they were getting their dishwasher put in, so the water was off. So Mary Lou came out and gave me a nice tea, and we took a picture, and we were talking for a while. And I in the morning had hoped to get to the Flight 93 Memorial. It was one of the landmark things I wanted to do on this trip, to be able to share that with folks, because I think it's pretty impressive when I talk about humanity and Americans and what people did under just terrible circumstances. And Mary Lou said, yeah, it's up the road about 6 miles or so, and I was excited by that. Didn't know, and but she said, be careful, because it takes like 3 miles to get back to the memorial, and that's something to take into account, because I am pretty beat up, and it's only the first week, so that's another 6 miles added on to was going to be a 22-mile trip to begin with, and I didn't think I'd be able to make it. When I said that, she said, hey, I can get you a ride over there. So, what I'm talking about humanity, I said, that would be amazing, thank you. So Mary Lou took me over to the memorial. Something else pretty cool happened during that day. During my hike, I got an email from somebody I never met before. I'm not going to try to say his last name, but I will Monday when I meet with him. But Mike emailed me and said, hey, I've been following you. I really believe in what you're doing. I live in Greensburg. I'm right through your route. Anything you need from me at all, just let me know. If you need a place to stay, let me know. And I texted him back. I said, I think that'd be great. I really appreciate that. I think I'll be up that way Monday. And just asked him, hey, can you send it to my email and my text? Because I get really out of sorts with the media part of it. I'm terrible with it. And he did. And then as I and heading to the memorial drop-off point with Mary Lou, I get a text from Mike and say, I'm coming back from Philadelphia. I'm going to be driving right past you. I'll probably see you shortly. I got you cold water and this energy packet of berries and nuts kind of thing. And I said, well, I really appreciate that. You know, you won't see him on the road right now until you get to the thing. Is that out of your way? He said, no, I'll be down there. So Mike shows up. You know, it's great to meet somebody. Again, you know, his smile, my smile. We never met before. And it's just kind of so cool to be, I don't know if I'm saying touching people or meaning something to folks, but you know, have them believe in you was such an amazing, amazing thing. So he went out of his way. He didn't have to. I mean, thank everybody for everything yesterday. And you know, so I went about my day at the memorial, and I think I told you guys about the dumbest thing a human being can do was I have a big backpack. It's heavy, and I needed to go to the bathroom and wash up a little bit, and I wanted to go to the visitor center. Couldn't take my backpack, so I stayed it way off, not by the parking lot, but not really near anything, and posted up against the light post. And then I went through the memorial and I shared some of those videos with you. And I was starting to head down to where the impact zone was, the debris field. And I looked up and I realized it was real hot, and I didn't have my hat with me. I was letting that dry out, and I saw a park ranger's truck up there, and I said, well, you know, I don't know, let me just go up there. Maybe I got to put it on the other side of the sidewalk or something, not even thinking. So I go up the hill, and I see the park ranger kind of running towards me, and I said, can I leave my bag here? He says, no. He goes, you know how many calls I've gotten about this bag? And at that moment, it clicked on me. You know, here I am leaving an unattended backpack at a site that's being memorialized due to terrorism. And God, I felt so silly. I know my kids are going to punish me about this forever, and they should. I deserve it. That was just ridiculous. But anyway, the park ranger was great. I apologized, told him I'd take the backpack down with me, and I walked down and took some more pictures and met a few more folks down there, and it was pretty neat. And you know, starting to get late in the day, and I needed to walk to Stoystown. I still had about 6 miles left, I guess. So getting out of the park is literally a 3.5 mile walk, and I was beat up pretty good. And when I got to the entrance exit, a bunch of trees on the right, I just kind of laid down, put my head down, and needed to get my second, third, or fourth wind at this point. Had some water, spoke to some family members, did some posting, and just relaxed for about maybe half an hour. And they said, well, now it's time. I got to get down to Stoystown. It's my goal. And I started to walk down, and I did. There's a restaurant. Oh, I saw cars, actually. I saw a lot of cars. And I said, I don't know if it's a used car dealer, a restaurant, anything. Well, fortunately for me, it was a restaurant. And so I walked into this restaurant and into the bar, and there were 3 people sitting there. And I walked in, kind of just said, hey, can I charge some phone and set myself down over here? And I'll be honest with you, I was in the mood for a cold beer at that point. So with about 6 glasses of ice cold water. So I sat down at the bar, and one of the gentlemen said, hey, where are you hiking to? And I said, thanks for asking. I kind of told him my story a little bit. And at that point, to his left was a woman named Nancy. His name was Robbie. To his right, a couple seats down, was a gentleman named Carl. And gave him all my card, and he all took some interest. And I like to meet people. I like to ask random questions about folks. And I ask, some of the questions I ask people is, what's your favorite movie of all time? What's the best concert you've been to? What's the best vacation you haven't taken yet? And kind of gives you a little feedback for them. And I was struck by Nancy's answers, because she was given some really old-time movies. Although she confessed she'd never seen Casablanca, which I want to scold her for and tell you, Nancy, if you're listening, I don't care what you got to do. It is the greatest love story of all time. And to you fellas out there, if you ever want to have a quiet night with the wife and you're not sure what to do, and you're in the doghouse and you just want to do something special and different, trust me, go rent Casablanca. It is the greatest love story of all time, and not because of what you think. Anyway, but Nancy was talking to me about some old movies, and one of the ones she mentioned was 12 Angry Men. And why that struck a chord with me was earlier this year, I was taking my daughter to school, and there was some accident rerouting. There was traffic all over the place. So she said, Dad, I don't have to go to school today. And you don't have to twist my arm very far to spend time with my kids. And I do believe that sometimes you can learn more, and you can teach more, not in a school setting. So I said, okay, that's all right. And on the way home, I was listening to some sports talk radio, and the OJ case came up from years ago, just as how it was covered by the media. And she started asking me questions about juries and things like that. So we went home that day, and in the middle of the school day, I made my daughter sit down and watch the original 12 Angry Men. I don't know if there's another one, but 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda. Just an amazing movie. And, my little girl, I think she's a bleeding heart liberal. She wants to fight every injustice. And you could see her getting mad. I don't know the character's name in the movie, but there's one character that's adamant that the person's guilty. And she's just getting more frustrated with it. But what a learning experience, I think, for her. Because again, we as parents, my parents never even showed me these movies. I never saw Sound of Music. I never saw Singing in the Rain. I never saw Stalag 17. I never saw any of these old movies. And had I not tripped upon them, maybe, if I don't show them to my kids, who is, right? So that was a special day. And to hear her and I reminiscing about all these old movies together was kind of neat. So anyway, as I sat down, Nancy she looked at me and said, hey, can I buy you supper? And look, if you're offering, this is about humanity, and I certainly wouldn't mind eating something, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then I got a water and a beer, and waitress came down and said, hey, Carl has that for you. So these people, I hadn't been there more than 5 minutes, are reaching out to me for what? It has nothing to do with me. This is what I'm talking about with the good in people. Mary Lou didn't have to give me a ride to the memorial. She did. And this is only the start of the day. So even though it's 5:36 p.m., this is only the start of the story. So now, take a look at this. I had Joe giving me some water and giving up some of his time to talk with me. I had Mary Lou giving me some iced tea and a ride. I had Mike coming out of his way for no reason whatsoever other than just to kind of hook me up, and I greatly appreciate that. And now here I am, only 200 yards from the entrance at this restaurant bar, and they're offering me a plate of food and some cold drinks. So at that point, the night was well on its way, and I was rested and charging. And I'm going to stop now because I want to pick up for the next part here momentarily, because I think we're going to do 3 parts today, but I'll try to keep them a little bit shorter. Thanks, guys. I'll finish up yesterday in a minute.